late on the Wine Time Let's Talk, but I'm here. I'm here. Just trying to see what everybody doing on this wonderful day. I don't know if you're in the city, wherever you're from. I just hope that you are enjoying your day. God bless you, standing on 10 toes, and that you're still on this planet Earth. So, take me a little sip, and probably not gonna be on here as long like I normally do. I thought I was gonna have a guest. Maybe my guest is busy. Don't know what the case may be. But anyway, uh, look, I want to talk about this short that I had posted up. Uh, I think sometime this week or was it last week? Not sure. But anyway, it was this young lady. Uh, was talking about a deposit, right? My fault. My bad. She was talking about a deposit, like far as trying to entice these ladies for a guy to date them, they had to put down $1,000 deposit to date them. And I thought that was kind of like crazy to even post something like that. You know what I mean? But each his own for everybody. If you got a platform, you can do whatever you want on your platform. But I just felt that it was ridiculous. And she came up with this concept because she said she was sitting in her car and she had a hair and a lash, her lashes and a hair appointment, right? And I didn't know that they did this. Anyway, they have to put a deposit down uh, when they make these appointments, right? So, and so that's what she came up with the idea from, because she like, but at the same time, with this deposit, right? Even if you cancel, you don't get this. It's not refundable, right? So to me, I don't think she understands the concept of why maybe they do this now because of when you cancel on your appointment with them, that slot could have been somebody else. They could have been making money. Why? What? It's like, okay, you make an appointment, right? You make an appointment at 1 o'clock, right? And they next appointment ain't till 3 o'clock. So you cancel on them. That's a 2 hour gap that they could have been making money in between that 2 hours from what what I'm saying, from the time your appointment is at 1 o'clock and they know their next appointment is at 3. Because they figure, okay, this is you to get done. This how long it's gonna take for me to finish. And by the time I'm done with you, my other client would be coming in. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole point of them doing it. So now they figure, okay, if you make a deposit, you gonna probably like, I ain't trying to lose that kind of money, right? So you gonna come in to your appointment. You're gonna make sure that what I'm saying, that you're gonna come in because you put down a deposit. Now, some people are less fortunate. If you got the money like that, where you don't care about, all right, cool, I put $50 down, and your total might come up to, I don't know how much this stuff costs. I'm just shooting out random numbers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but the whole point of these reason why these places are making them have to give you a deposit appointment because they want to make sure that you're gonna come. And if you're not coming, they guarantee to at least get that half of what you're supposed to. How you doing? Is it Jelly? Yes. How you doing? And on that, what I'm saying, on that, they got to make the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you got an appointment at 1, and if you cancel and their next appointment is at 3, between that 2 to 3, they losing money. So now they got to start charging the deposit fee to make sure that you're gonna come in on your appointment. You know what I mean? Simple as that. So I just feel like when she came up with this young lady came up with this concept sitting in her car. Now she feel like guys should try to get this audience and saying, hey ladies, I think that we should charge $1,000 deposit for guys to date us. And I don't know, something like that. I just find it's hilarious to me because uh, uh hey Watts, how you doing? And or is it Wyatt? But that's what I feel. You know what I'm saying? Hey, him. I feel like to me it's ridiculous. That's what I said to your young generation on how on this dating game now. I feel I truly feel sorry for y'all. Some people don't understand when that what I'm saying what's going on. And even on some of my shorts that I post up, just random stuff, man. I was talking about a short that I posted up about this young lady talking about that she's trying to get I guess women audience talking about that they should start charging guys $1,000 deposit to date them. And I just felt like it was kind of ridiculous. God tender love. Hey, how you doing? Um, but all I'm saying is to the young generation, I don't think I don't know. Far as dating now, like I said, far as what I see, and this is through social media. I can't say I'm experienced that or not, anything like that. I am much older, but it's just that the stuff that I hear, and even some of the older women that's like your grandmama, whatever, they see this stuff too, and they saying that some of these women out here mean. They try to school them, let them know like a man don't like all that showing in the skin. And like I said too, also, if you dress in a certain way, you can't get mad because you presenting yourself this type of way. And I'm not saying women can't wear what they want to wear, but if you're looking for a person to be in a relationship with, uh, you can't you it's like going to an interview, right? You got it's just all oh I don't want to say interview, but it's always an impression, right? You know what I mean? It's like they always say, first impression means everything. But at the same time, like I don't know, I just feel like y'all got to do better. I don't know if someone not guiding you right tell you this now, or everybody got to be this so-called boss chick. And I hate that it's poison a lot of these young generation minds. You know what I'm saying? Even on some of the stuff they were just saying, like I said, I watch a lot of little clips and social medias and stuff, and um, I don't know anybody follow Dr. Umar, and I agree to some of the stuff he said. I don't agree to all the stuff he says, but one of them he says that especially our culture, that most of these women don't want to be there for the bill, right? These young ladies, they want it already a self-made man. Like he already went woo, but then at the same time, if he don't want to pick you, because now he understand why you with him because of his status and finance and all the other stuff, he have options. He have more option than if you would have been there from the beginning, where his struggle, well, I ain't gonna say struggle, but trying to build, you build with him. You know what I'm saying? That's how you. But it's so much that I don't know. I just feel like there's so much stuff is going on right now. Right now, I don't think nobody really want a relationship at this point. That's just me. Especially getting married when you keep. It's like nowadays, the way I see it, a lot of females just want the wedding part. They don't want the husband. They want the show. Just my opinion. I'm not saying it is true. I know some women out there they rather have the marriage and the commitment, the communication, all that. I get all that, but some out there just don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's more of them than it is the ones who do, because most people who are genuinely want that. Most time they do the same like most people, like good people. You go to work, do your 8 hours or plus, because you got some people that work 12 hours, and go home. You know what I'm saying? Maybe got a few friends they hang out with every blue moon, or most time have maybe gatherings at their house, you know, and just be chilling. But I don't know. It's like I said, nowadays it's kind of wishy washy. But anyway, people, as usual, wine time. Let's talk. Yes, there's a lot of ice in my wine. I like ice. People are like, man, that's a lot of ice. I get that a lot, but that's how I drink my drink. You know what I'm saying? So I like a lot of ice. I like it chill, chill, and it kind of cuts some of the taste. I mean, you know, even when the hard stuff, which I rarely drink hardly anymore, but if I have a taste for it, it's going to be swimming in ice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get tore up. Um, but anyway, hey, have anybody out there seen the movie Sinners yet? It's a very good movie. I like right now, number one, and it's still going strong. I was kind of hesitant to see it because you know how sometimes some people uh overhype things, and then you go in and you expecting this, you give this expectation, looking like, all right, let me see here, let me see all the hype about, let me see what it is, and then but actually the hype was pretty good. I'm not saying I was looking for something to be bad, but it is that sometimes it be movies they overhype and they don't be all that good. So, but this one here, the hype was good. So I suggest anybody who have not seen the movie Center with Michael B. Jordan and the other cast, I can't think of their names. But yeah, go check it out. Go check it out. So, hmm so okay, who's this? Trayvon. Say, I mean, I'm 15, but like that. Wow. Mm. I don't know what you're trying to say, but I don't know if you're saying you wow or is it wow or uh, anything like that. But anyway, man, look, it's this young fella right now. He's around my daughter's age, and he dated this young lady. I think I don't know if I talked about this before, but I see him every now and then. I try to give him a little school, even though I know he talks to his dad. But sometimes I feel like this: kids, they love their parents, right? And I just feel like if they hear it from another person, sometimes they might say, "Oh, okay, my dad or my mom did tell me this." You know what I'm saying? So it is young fella. I'm not gonna say his name because I think he's subscribed to the page. But anyway, this young fella, he he's dating this young lady, and she already have kids already. And I'm not knocking anybody not to date a woman who have kids already, but I just think that at the young age that he is, that's taking on a big responsibility. That consider that he doesn't have any biological children of his own. You know what I'm saying? So I would just tell him just to, because it's still fresh. See how it goes, and at some point I'm going to ask him how things are going later on down the road. You know what I'm saying? He's a good kid. You know what I'm saying? Good young man. I'm gonna say he's a kid, but he's a good young man. And I wish him the best. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I don't know if the kid's father are in their lives or not. You know what I'm saying? But if they are, I hope there's no conflict between him and her kid's father. And I'm just saying that because I know she got a few, and I don't know how many uh, kids' fathers that she has. I don't know if they all by the same one dude or two or three. Don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's taking on a big responsibility to say that, you're young, you still got a lot more life to live. You haven't really fully got yourself together yet. You know what I mean? So, and that's another thing I'm about to talk to him about too. Now that I'm talking talking upon on him, you know what I mean? So, so yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Sitting here chilling, listening to my music, talking to y'all, seeing what's going on out here in the world, and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, yeah. Like I say, he's a good young man, and I just don't want him to make no mistakes. Don't try to put no child there yet. It's still fresh and everything there because, and it's a few young ones that, hey, God, yeah, I did something to my shoulder. It's a few young ones there at my job. They dating and everything, and you have to remember at that stage when we work together, you're gonna end up dating someone or seeing someone at work. But as you get older, um, it just it don't fly. Your coworkers are your coworkers. You know what I'm saying? And someone my age couldn't date nobody that I work with because it causes conflict, especially when you're older. You know better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it wouldn't work. I just don't want to chance that. You know what I mean? Like if you date someone and say it didn't go right, you're gonna run into this person. You're gonna see them on a regular, and just because you don't want to see them, you're gonna run it. It's like you're gonna constant. You're gonna probably see each other more that you're not together than you was together. You know what I'm saying? So that's the hard part too. Which is actually it's a couple there that works at my job. I don't know how long they've been together, but I know they work the same shift. And I don't know how long it's been going. I'm new, so I ain't been there that long. But it's just the fact that they come in together, go home together, and they just 24/7. I'm sorry on it, and I don't know if they have the same. Well, most of the time I think they do got the same office because I never really see them apart. But it's just nah, nah. Someone that I'm supposed to live with, love, and all that, I can't. I don't think I could be up under them 24/7. They got a true understanding that I probably would never understand. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Yeah. Well, right now, people want time. Let's talk. Let's talk. Some people say what we're talking about now, but it is what it is. At least try to do at least one of these, one live a week if I can, as possible. And if anybody have any suggestions that they want to talk about, leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? Send me a message through here. Mr. Lee W, and we can talk about that. Some things I do try to stay away from, which everybody know the biggest conversation to try to avoid of all, which is religious and politics, because you're gonna always have disagreement. Like they say, agree to disagree, and most time people get truly upset because they try to force you to agree to agree to their belief. And you might have your own mind, you have your own opinion about certain things. My main thing, you could hear my opinion. Don't mean I'm gonna agree to your opinion or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So, man, look, uh, I think the reason why I mentioned about far as dating people at the job, because when I remember when I was younger and I was used to work at White Castle, right? This fancy restaurant, and I was messing around with an assistant manager, right? Now imagine this manager. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if you could join. Can you join? Let me see. Let me see if I can get you in there. Uh, so, but anyway, I'm gonna tell you this story, right? I think I told him before. And like I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. So you
What?
made it to the wine time, huh?
Wine time all the time, baby. Wine time all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just,
Yeah.
you know, I was just having random conversation to whoever that was listening. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I was just talking about. I think you already know. I don't want to say his name, but he worked with us. He's a young fella.
Okay.
He kind of tall. He tall, young. He was dating this young lady, young lady that we there. And
Okay.
I'm always joking with him all the time. And I told him, okay, check this out, right? This is funny. So we got on the bus together, the shuttle bus, right?
Hmm.
And I noticed he had on cologne. It was pretty loud, right? So I said, "Ah, man," I said, who you trying to impress, right? He said, he said, what you mean? I said, come on. I said, you know, you like a little young son. You my daughter them age and stuff. So I said, trust me, we know the difference. Like he said, I'm always wearing cologne. I said, I'm not saying you never wore no cologne, but this one here is okay. But I said, I'll let you go with this uh with it and stuff. Cause I said it's somebody. He's been secretive about it, right? Cause I couldn't I
Uh-huh.
couldn't verify it. I couldn't know if he was telling me the truth or not. So then again, I read it to him again. He's loud. Of course, I like the Jones. So I said, Butler was right there, right? And I said, hey, Butler, check this out. This young dude. I said, he pressing somebody or he pushing up on somebody. Because
Right.
I said, he smell that cologne. He said, of course, he laughed and he like, man, I'm all the way. I said, nah. I said, this 2 times in a row I run into you. And this cologne is loud. Not saying it smell bad, but it's loud. But you trying to you trying to catch some or you are caught you already what I'm saying you're trying to impress.
Right.
So as you know, time went on and this and this and that. Boom. Tell me my prediction was right. He dating someone, right? And we seen a young lady before and cute and everything. And I said, I said, see, I know what I'm talking about. He's like, but I
Oh,
never say he never wore no
is
cologne,
it
but it's,
on the other side? What, T5 or something?
no, no, no. She work on the main line.
Oh, main line. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. So,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
like I said, all right. Okay. I'm gonna give you a vision because all like I said, he's tall, young fella. He got a little beard. He always wear a little do rag on his head.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah, I know
yeah,
you're talking
yeah,
about. I know you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. You know,
Okay.
cool. Cool young man and everything.
Right.
So one day we was in the locker room. And I was just telling him. I said, because she had kids, right? And I was just telling him is I said how long y'all know y'all been probably talking for a minute, but it's still fresh. It ain't really been a year. So and
Hmm.
I was just telling him, take it easy, don't rush it, because I said really you taking on responsibility at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Consider that you don't have no biological kids of your own. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. It's a package deal, man.
Right. So I'm just telling him, take it easy, don't rush, don't try to put one in there yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Take
No,
your time.
nothing of it, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take your time. Right. Because I said right now, first year is always good. First year always good. Then second year, you gotta see it. And I said, definitely by the third year, you definitely will see all the personality. Give it a
Hmm.
chance. You know what I'm saying? If she's really, really there for you, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Then hey, okay, I got a winner regardless. But at the same time, I didn't ask in the other part yet because I'm not sure if I don't know if all her kids by the same dude or she got multiple. You know what I'm saying? Not sure about that.
Right.
Are they in their life? If there's any conflict because you there in the picture now, you know what I'm saying? You got some people
Right. What the
like
dynamics is. Right.
because it's different. Like when we coming up than how these kids are now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Because look, I don't know if you saw. I had talked about it at the beginning of my video, my live. I don't know if you seen that short that I posted where this girl was talking about. I guess she had a hair or lashes appointment, and I guess now they're making females put a deposit down with their appointment, right?
Right, because they ain't
So
paying for it.
right, so check
Yeah.
this out. So she's sitting in her car, and I guess he just thought of this concept, which was like, I think we should make guys put $1,000 deposit to date them, right? And I'm like, so I said, I gave,
Right.
yeah, so, no, look at it's on one of my shorts. So
Okay.
so I gave my opinion. I said I think that's crazy because you're not guaranteed to be only just dating me. You're gonna be like, oh man, I got $1,000. Now, even with the deposit, because they said even if they cancel their appointment, they don't get that deposit back, right?
Mhm.
So I explained the reason of that, the reason why these beauty shops are charging our deposit because they say your appointment at 1 o'clock and you cancel on them, and their next client don't come in at 3 o'clock. That could have been money. That somebody else could have been a good paying person could have been paying them between that 2 hours to their next client. But by you canceling them, now they say now they ain't making no money.
Mhm.
They got bills to pay stuff, so that's why they charge a deposit. Because guess what? When you put the deposit down, you are guaranteed to show up because you don't want to lose that money because it's not refundable.
Invested. Right. You're an invest into that appointment.
Exactly. So right. So that's why I said that's the reason why they making y'all pay a deposit now, because some of y'all females y'all flick on these people and they looking for y'all to show up, and they looking like hell. Shit, my next client don't come to 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I lost money within them 2 hours.
Mhm.
Because depending on what you're getting done, that's how they estimate how long. If you say I'm getting my hair or my nails or my lashes, whatever done, all right, cool. They estimate, all right, cool. It's gonna take me this amount of time to be done with you. That's how they set their appointments on what you getting. Now, if you
Yep.
getting this and such this particular, that's how they calculate it. So you can't be playing with people's money. But when she
Nope.
came up with that shit, I said, well, maybe she need to sit in her car a little bit much longer and think about what the hell she just said on her
Right.
on her platform. thousand
Yeah.
dollars to date them.
Right.
Man,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, but yeah, on the subject about dating at the workplace, man, it's a very slippery slope, man. And hey, I made that mistake,
yeah.
with someone where we work at,
Oh,
and
yeah. We talked about yeah.
yeah,
And
yep,
so,
yep,
and
and
thing,
man,
the thing is, we older, so
right,
I know you probably like, but okay, I give it a chance. It might work because I'm not saying job romance don't work. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
Not
It's a
gonna say
slippery
that, but
slope. Yep.
right, exactly. So
It may, and then when it doesn't go right, depending on the circumstance. If it's a scorned woman, man, she'll try to get you up out of there. Luckily, I'm lucky. I'm lucky, and that didn't work. That didn't happen. But it's awkward. It's awkward. There's certain areas of the airport I just won't go.
man. But you know what though? You know one couple,
Won't
man,
go.
and I know you see that. They normally used to be at quad 3, but now I
Yeah.
think they're quad 1.
Yep.
The thing is, dude, how that relationship even that well they said they actually married. I don't know how
Hmm.
that's even holding up because I don't think I can see my lady that much in a day.
And
They
they
clock
they
in,
sit
they work
together on the
third
bus
shift.
too. Yep.
Yeah, man, I'm
Yep. They
like,
real tight,
this
man. I see them. They real tight, man. They come out on the same time together. They everything. I know what
yeah,
you're talking about. Yep.
man.
That's rare, man. I think that's just a rare situation. I think it's kudos to them, man. Shout out to them, man, because that's
Right,
rare, man. That's rare.
man.
That's like one out of every 100 situations that happen at that place, man. And I'm just being modest about it.
And to be honest, I was shocked when I found out that these two leads was dating. Well, actually they live together. I
Yeah.
didn't know. You know who I'm
Hmm.
talking about?
I
And,
think so. Maybe by face, probably.
okay. No, the one where he actually been out for a while, so he probably getting that surgery on his hip. The one he was walking real slow. He's in quad
Yeah,
one,
yeah, yep, yep.
and I didn't know him and old girl was together. The one that was she used to run quad three.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought
I
what
didn't know that.
her
I know what
name.
you're talking about now. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know till somebody. Okay, when I said because
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but it's just that you see her and you see him, and
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
know, as they said, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And not saying
Right.
he's a dude or whatever. Just that I, I just see her with somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
not him. But they say she was with somebody, and I think something happened, or I don't know if she was married before, and he may have passed away, and he shot
Right.
his shot, and he got it,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
they've been together since. I don't know how long they've been
Mm.
together, but when I found that out, I said the same way with the other lead that was down there with the locks.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
She dated an old boy.
Mm-hmm.
The other real dark skinned brother, he's a lead too, but he normally sometimes might be on the get, and he's a what they call it uh was he like what they call it when they drop you off, they drop you off with a what was that mentor or some crap they come up with,
Yeah, yeah. I can't think of it, but I know what you're talking about.
but
Yeah, it's
but
like
yeah
a
yeah
yeah.
yeah he's around, and they said that they was dating. I said with them I can kind of see that, but I didn't
Right,
know
you don't
that.
put them together, right?
I didn't think that the dating game at the job was that strong.
Yeah, man. It's actually, man. I've heard about a couple of scenarios like at that job. It's a lot. Couple of yeah. It's because you think about it, it's as big as that place is. It's actually a tight knit community in certain areas. It's a small
Yeah,
community, but a big place. And you're working all the time. And that's the tricky thing about working a job. You spend a lot of hours, 8 to 6 hours, depending on your shift. Employees get real familiar. And so now everything is kind of even kill because everybody's in uniform. So now you're getting to actually see the person because nobody's dressed a certain way to accentuate physicalities is all about all right, the mouthpiece and time. And next thing you know, people are connected, man. You know, yeah, yeah,
oh Lord, man.
you know, and
Hey,
yeah,
so
man.
not to cut you off, what you get on the next one, on the
Oh,
next bill?
uh, E Gates for same shift I got now, but I'm on the E Gates. I'm in zone 10.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm back down to product sort. I didn't want to,
Oh, you
but
back downstairs?
yeah,
Oh, oh,
I was looking.
we got a special guest. We got a special guest. My man from Terminal 2. We got my
Oh,
man. This is wine time. Who's that? This is we on wine time. This is my man Jeff, my
what's going
dad.
on, man?
Shout out to him. Oh, okay. Yeah, we do wine time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so father son, this special guest. Yeah, we talk about what's the subject matter? We talk about dating at the workplace, huh? Check it out.
Yeah,
I'm going to bed because you put the podcast on your thing. I was going to lie you, but I'll lie you tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Oh, see. Well, yeah, nah.
he,
All right.
he going to bed.
Yeah, yeah, that's pops, man. That's pops. Nah, he's over
Okay.
at Terminal 2. He's Terminal 2 in the morning.
Oh, okay. That's why he going to bed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he got to get up. He's a 6 a.m. start.
Woo, Charlie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't do that, man. I'm not saying I can't, cause I done
Yeah,
it when I
you
was
know
in
what?
training.
The 4 a.m. start is rougher because that means you got to be out the door by at least 2, depending on where you live at. All right, you want to give a shout out?
You know he ain't finna do that. He ain't finna do that.
Yeah, yeah, that's pops, man. Yeah, cooler than the peppermint. But yeah, man. Yeah, but yeah, the early morning shift is tricky, man. If you bid and you get that 4 a.m. start, man, that it can be rough because that's real easy to oversleep. The 6 a.m. gives you a little. It's an early start, but at least you can get out the door by 4:30, 5, depending on where you live at.
Yeah,
And
in
you have
other words, you saying it give you a little wiggle room.
yeah, you get some wiggle room. But that 4 a.m. you really don't have any wiggle room. You gotta depending on where you live at, you may have to get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's when you're in the mid. That's when you turning over, snoring and drooling. Hey, you look
Exactly.
up, it's 4 o'clock, and you supposed to have been there by 4. Oh, there you go. Yep. But no,
Yeah, I'm back
I'm
in
a
class.
4:30 start.
Yeah, I'm same shift, 2 to 10:30. I'm same
Yep.
shift. I ain't too much leaving it. Only thing about that shift that it's hard, but by me probably being part of so I'll probably be able to give it away if I want to give up my shift. It's because
Yeah.
it's short. But a lot of people don't want to do that 2 to 10:30 because they feel like it's a long day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 'cause it's going
But
from afternoon to evenings. Yeah.
yeah, so um, I don't know with that. Is that reason I went back downstairs is like when I was doing back and forth the gates and running bags. Sometimes them gates I had to be like really stretching. I'm just trying to reserve my back. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
and,
Yep.
and you know I could have did the 6 week outage thing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to have to keep looking up. I'm bidding. I'm bidding. I'm bidding. I'm
Yeah,
bidding.
I didn't want to do that either. Yeah.
Until the real big bid come up again. I'm like, nah. I do 6 months down there till the next bid come up for the winter, and then by the
Yep.
time come, I actually get probably what I want because it made sense. Because actually, I was trying to go for bag running again this time
Okay.
because they got rid of the resource. So I
Yeah, they
said, I'm
did.
actually, and I mean they had a big slot on TOB. But by the time I
Yep.
said, man, that sucker was sold up. I said, God, dog it
Yep.
was gone. So
Yep. Oh, only
so
T5 product sort was left. That's it. T5 took the last of the E gates. There, Zone 10 E gates went up pretty fast. I was lucky to get what I got because even the evenings on the east side, it was me and one other guy that took the last two gates. The last two, I'm sorry, areas for E gates.
yeah, man, I was like,
I was
so
lucky on that.
so,
So
but dude made sense. He said, yeah, think about it. He said the icing is over with. So you think about it, if you got over 100 people in the icing, they taking up 100 slots. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you're right. So it's like
right.
I dug it. So
Yep. Yep.
uh,
So I
uh,
figured that's
'cause I,
something I'm gonna be switching up.
'cause I was telling Butler, I said, God dog it, man, made me feel like I'm a new hire again. What you know what I'm saying? Can't get what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, jeez.
What was surprising, I was surprised to see as many morning product sorts open. Like the 4 a.m. starts, it was a lot of
Yeah,
mornings open. A lot,
yeah.
and they're still bidding now. I know a couple of guys, they bid, they should be bidding. I think that it closes out today. They should have been at least Tuesday or Wednesday. Today. I think it closes out today.
Oh, I thought that was it after me. I bid it on Monday.
Okay, so it probably was, I think it was yesterday then, Tuesday. Yeah. Because I
Okay.
bid on the 30th. I bid on the 30th. So I was last week.
Okay. Yeah. Cause they don't do it on the weekend. They don't do it on Saturdays and Sunday. They only do it on the weekday. So I know they start on the first, then
Right.
the second, and then they had to wait till the weekend is over with. That's what I bid it that Monday. And that's a full time. I don't know how it is on a part time, but that's just full time. So I
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Yeah, part-time, I think it ended, yeah, I think it did ended Monday or Tuesday as well this week because
like,
I was the last in terms of I was the last of the part-time desired areas on the 30th. It ended. So I caught that last E-gate. So I went on and snatched it up at the 4:30 time, which was the same. That was my same shift anyway.
yeah. Hey, I noticed on I don't know if do you got people on your buddy pass or on your list, anything?
I got one martial art buddy that is getting ready to fly out on my buddy pass tomorrow, and I've known this brother for at least 7 years, 6, 7 years.
Okay. Well, do you set it up or do he set it?
No, you got to book it. You got to set up everything.
They changed it. They changed it now. I want you they okay. All right, they changed it on both. They okay with your family, you
Mhm.
know, you know how you used to send them the link, right? You send them the link, right?
Right.
Your main family. You send them a link. So now they changed it now. They can't log in on the link no more. They actually got to download the app itself.
Okay.
And you know when uh you know that other code they give you
The
not your,
confirmation code.
your huh
The itinerary, the itinerary, the confirmation code. Because my buddy got it. He's getting ready to fly out tomorrow. I'm getting ready to monitor his flight and everything. He's
right.
got his confirmation code and everything.
But I know what you're saying. But they okay they changed it. You got to look on there. You'll see what I'm talking about. And
Okay.
they show you on there.
Hmm.
You know how like you know when we download the regular app and we linked it to our profile you know United employee thing.
Right.
All right, they download the app and when they download the app, they give you a membership number, whatever that number called. I forgot what it's called. What you do is you jot that down. You go into their name and you gotta link it into. It's still on under your
Did it.
employee number.
Right.
And so when they download, they're still so they won't have to call you to make the flight. They can do it on their own.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it
You
just
get
gives them the privilege to make it on their own
make it on their own. Yes,
instead of
exactly.
me booking it. Yeah, okay. I mean, for me, I'd rather control that booking because the thing is, if you the only downside I can see with that is if they have the ability to book it on their own and
Oh,
they're
but
let's say they want to fly out too much, that can also ding you too.
right, but at the same time, if they if you don't trust them, you can always uninstall it. You go in there, they
Yeah,
you still have control of it where you could I
yeah. I want to make
you know
sure
what
I
I'm
keep
saying?
my finger on the pulse.
Yeah,
Keep my
yeah.
finger on the button, man.
But
Yeah.
but but I was just letting you
Right.
know that on that part, like you can always
Okay.
uninstall it. They can still have,
Okay.
or you say, hey, I'm gonna set it for you, or whatever the case may be. It's like
Right.
my cousin, right? Now check this.
Mhm.
I love my cousin.
Right.
He was the last of the first cousin till auntie had my youngest cousin. She's
Right.
like I think she like two. She I think she more close to my son age than my daughter age. But at the same time, um, when he was working, I
Mhm.
put him on it. I said, all right, man, whatever, because I know he got kids that live in, and I think she's staying in Detroit or just I don't know just what like this. She stayed in the state of Michigan. I don't know exactly what the hell she stayed at, but
Right.
cool. I said, hey man, I put you on my West End so that whenever you want to go see him, well, I have a cool. But I was gonna go with him. I was gonna never gonna send him by
Mhm.
himself because you know, like you said, that's on our name, and they figure you with them, they're gonna act right. I don't know how you're gonna act by yourself. I don't know if you're gonna go there full,
Right.
saying, because if you know, because you know how people act differently when they're not around you. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, but yeah, and then but also now that he's not working, also your cousins, I'm still no, because you know I guess when that year rolled around, they deactivated. You got to activate it back. They still
Right.
on your list, but you got to activate it back.
Right. Re-verify them. Yep.
So no.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that they can book it themselves, but I would say because with them buddy passes, there are limitations, and then for me, my rule of thumb, one friend at a time, and really pretty much this is gonna be it because it's a lot of liability if this person, you know. forgets, maybe you give them the rundown as to how to act when it comes to these flights and stuff like that. But let's say they forget and they catch any smirk of an attitude. You know what it is with CS. They gonna report that. Next thing you know, you running bags. Now you got to go see the supervisor. But I know this my guy here, man. He real cool guy. So I figured, this is a wedding for him. I'm gonna, do this blessing for him, man, and send him out. But other than that, I'm not a big fan of using my buddy because it's just too much risk. It's just I've heard the horror stories, man, and people wilding out on these passes. What you mean I ain't get on? And CS get any hint of stress from your buddy. It could be
Yeah.
anything. And next thing you know, they on that computer typing it in. And next thing you know, man, you show up to work, you can have a bad day. Yeah, so I eliminate that. And I ran it down to him. I said, look, I booked this. You gotta be willing to be rejected. I said, look, it's still not 100%. You
Right,
know,
right, right.
I told him, so be understanding of that. So it's my one. This is my first time, so I trust it's gonna go well, man. I'm a monitor, but I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
for me, yeah, my first time using it, so I'm a monitor well. Make
So
sure coming and going is good for them. That's basically about it. Other than that, it's just gonna be me flying out. That's it. That's it. Yeah, man. Keep it
well,
keep it simple, man.
I had my other buddy. I had him on there,
Uh,
but I had recently talking. He was my partner when I was driving the truck, the first company I was working with,
right,
and I just hollered at him. Just I think was it this week or I think it was this week. But anyway, uh, he was telling me that he had went out of town. I said, "Oh shoot, man, you ain't hit me up about your buddy pass." He said, "Yeah, it was something about with his girl." So when he kind of said, I said, "Oh, you in a relationship?" He said,
right.
"Yeah." I said, "When did this happen?" Because I know this other female. I knew her myself too, and I kind of let them link up, whatever. But she messed it up. She sabotaged it herself because instead of feeling some kind of way, you know how like some people scared of commitment, right?
Yep.
Like to me, I think that she knew it was going like I think she knew it was going well. But then, he said me and her was actually in a relationship. We actually agreed to be in a relationship until she did what she did, where she got to snooping at his crib and saw something, but at the same time he said was whatever it was that she snooped, she didn't bother to act, she just went off the assumption. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm,
automatic instead of
mhm.
just saying, hey, I need to talk to you, woo woo, and he could maybe explain to you what it was that you so called saw. But
Right,
instead, you went off your own assumption and started one, and he was done after that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And then on top of that, why is you stupid? Because he never thought that you ever really do that. I don't know, man. And that's how it be. Like really, to me, I don't know if she wanted to be single. Maybe she feel like because some people get scared when they like, man, this is actually real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
and I had a relationship like that myself, where it was to the point I was living in Springfield and I was with this chick, and me, when I get mad, I just get quiet. I
Right,
don't do that
right,
arguing back and forth. And I think she wasn't
right.
used to the silent. I don't think she was used to the silent treatment. But she took me out my silence when she was like when she told me I'd rather you pretty much she rather me put hands on her than give her the
Mm,
silent treatment. And it threw me. I was like, what? Hold on. I said, baby, hold on. When she said it, we was just coming from the gas station, right? And we had a kid. I
right,
said, we get to the house, we gotta have a talk. We had a talk. I said, baby, if I gotta put my hands on you, we don't need to be together. I
right.
said,
Exactly.
I
Right,
said it ain't that deep. I said you have to let me just calm down. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because what I was mad about, I don't know what the hell I was even mad about. But the whole point of it is the fact that you rather me put hands on you instead of just I'm gonna let him calm down, woo, this and that. And then we'll talk
right,
about it. What would make me mad, so let me think on it. But woo, she threw me on and that should have been a red flag there too, because to me, she sabotaged it. Sabotaged the relationship. I don't
right.
think she really wanted it or whatever case may be. You know.
But a lot of times, women are used to toxic relationships. They're used to toxicity, and so for a woman to say you gotta beat the hell out of me for her to get any type of like response out of her, that's a toxic. That means she's used to the toxic environment of relationships, and she's used to confrontation. That's her imprint with relationships, man. And the thing is that pretty much that situation was doomed to fail anyway because that's
Yeah.
not the archetype of guys that she's used to from you, where you're more, hey, you know what? I'm gonna keep it quiet. She's used to a dude wilding out, screaming, punching walls, punching her. She's on the brink of calling the cops, but yet I don't want them arrested type mentality. You know, the chaos, right? you know,
Yeah.
that's the type of women that is. You get the hell beat out of you, then all of a sudden the cops show up. No, I don't know. Hey, that's my man. So, yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But the thing is, like my recent ex that I was dealing with at the airport, over at T5, she was passive aggressive. She was quiet. When she get upset and she shuts down, she just gets really quiet. And
Right.
for me, I'm one of those, I don't like confrontation. The way I respond is that I remove myself from the environment. I just get up and leave. I'm quiet, but I just get up and remove myself, you know,
Right.
and come back. And that triggered her. And her thing was she shut down even more. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so everybody's got their own mechanisms on how they deal with conflict, man. And some relationships it's just not, a lot of times those type of personalities and relationships, they just not compatible. It is what it is. Just like your situation in mine, it just wasn't compatible. It broke off. Either they're gonna separate themselves or they're gonna break off from you because they're used to a certain archetype of guy that gives them that stimulus. I can tell by my ex, she's used to a certain archetype of guy you know, and we don't fit that archetype, so that relationship is gonna be doomed and fail anyway. Especially in the workplace when you got to see them on a regular.
Yeah. 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 Hey man,
Hmm.
it's this guy. It's funny you said. Uh, I'll call him Murphy Lee, part
Okay.
two, at the job.
Right.
He's not a lead, but he's an upgrade lead and everything. So we was on gate six. Was it 16? Yeah, 16.
Oh, okay.
And it's a female who runs that wide body gate, right?
On
And
the side, right?
huh?
Come on, B side, right?
No, seaside. No, 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 not B16.
Oh,
Seaside.
C side. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 'Cause don't forget, you got 16, 18.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are the main two wide body gates, and there's another one.
Yeah.
10, 10,
Team.
10, 16, and yeah, because I know it's three. Like they be like lined up right there.
Right,
But
right.
um, uh, 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 and also I think 20 has it too. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, 20
yeah,
has it as
20,
well.
yeah,
Yeah. 20
yeah,
has
yeah,
it.
yeah. So yeah, because
Hmm.
most times you got GIU and or I
South
know
Pole.
Frankfurt. Frankfurt sometimes mostly be always a Charlie 10.
Yeah.
Either that or is it Amsterdam? Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, you seen her. Let's put it like this: her name started with a C, and
Ah,
she
uh-huh.
seen boys. She seen boys, but you could still tell she's feminine. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So
I know you're talking about.
yeah, yeah. So he said something. I said, "Boy, you a mess." He's like, I said, she ain't a stud, is he? He's like, nah. She said she ain't nowhere near no stud. But and I kind of like when he said it, I kind of look. I said, okay, I can see that she really not. She just what I'm saying. Sometimes them clothes. So I'm assuming like I could probably see it one day. Maybe like she throwing some clothes, and you be like, okay, I see the difference.
Right, right.
Like a lot of people that know about the brat. You know what I'm saying? The rapper. You know what I'm saying? Nobody know that when she came out with that song with Tyree, what she like, whoa, this
Yeah.
the brat. Like, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Yeah, she is like she cleaned up. I was like, oh, okay.
Mhm. And they really found out that she bisexual. She like both.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I kind of it kind of dawned on me back when she did Functified. Her whole vibe with Jermaine Dupri. I said, I'm not surprised she probably both ways. I'm not surprised.
I don't know how motherfucker get. I don't want to say you give it more of a passing for because either way it go, it just don't look right.
Mhm.
But when I look at some of these small clips, right, and I post them up, but one of them said this too, like which it makes sense, like they don't want a real man, like a man who like a real. They want a woman, but they want a woman in this man's body. Like you know what I'm saying? Which that's why
Right.
some of them so friendly with gay dudes, right? Because they want that, like whatever. Now, to me, if you want that kind of guy, right? Which there are guys out there where they fluent, right? They like both too.
Right.
At the same time, you don't want that kind of guy. You'll say, "Oh no, he likes what I like too." But then at the same time, you try to make a real man to turn out to be like that. So y'all don't know what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
I'm
have
not
any
talking about
identity.
all, but huh,
Don't have any identity, man. That's a woman who does not, who has
man.
no identity with her own femininity, man. Because you're confused. You're operating out of confusion. That's the woman with no identity. If you don't want a feminine guy, but you want a masculine guy, but you want to make him feminine, you're confused. You don't know what you want.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't make a tiger act like a rabbit. Make up your mind. All right, so
Oh Lord. Let's see. He said he can make a tire. Right.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean that's how extreme
but
that
hold on,
sounds, man.
but of all things you use, it's funny you say tiger. Guess what cartoon character I thought about that bounces? Tigger. Willie the Pooh.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and I'm sorry, my mind went there. It's just like, oh Lord.
I
Yeah.
even the name Tigger just really rings bad with me anyway because it's too close to the N word. And I always thought they made Tigger to look like the goofy, Niggr representing the black man. He
Uh,
was always kind of boisterously goofy to me personally. Right.
oh Lord.
So Tigger was too close to the N word. It's ironic they came up with that name.
uh,
But
Lord.
yeah, man. All in all, in summary, man, I always think relationships at the job, man, is just not really. No matter what industry, especially in our industry, it's just too close to comfort because if it don't go right, man, you can lose your job over an accusation. There's a few guys on the
Yep.
ramp who got walked off or got suspended and came back. You and me know one lead in particular on the B side that had a similar situation. But
Are you talking about the one with the locks? The locks?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the male lead who the leader right there by the let's just say he leads right there by the bullseye at the break room.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. I know.
yeah, you know,
Heavy set dude.
uh-huh. He had to leave for a while and he came back by the end of winter. You know what I'm saying? Over these scenarios at work, dating at work. I mean, so it's a slippery slope, man. And it's an environment to where it's a lot of intimacy because we're working together all the time. We're in kiosks, we're putting a lot of
I'm
time
gonna
in
tell
with
you,
each other.
like I said before, and I learned this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's cool. It's cool. You can't help it. You like what you like. You're gonna be attracted to somebody at work.
Right.
That's fine.
Right. Right.
But these females that you are attracted to, dude, do not try to smash. And I said it because for one, be their friend. Be cool with them. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because like, hey, You cool? Hey, what you do? Ooh, that way. I think I mentioned this to you before. Kick it with them. Say, hey man, let's get some. Like a crew. If y'all got a little crew at the gate or whatever, hey, let's all kick it. Hey, bring some of your friends you talk about.
Right.
And if she's cute, she gonna have cute friends, right?
Right.
If y'all all kick it, each one of them up, because it's always gonna be like maybe one or two females at the gate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And it's gonna be majority guys, but if everybody cool, boom, let's kick it. She
Right.
gonna bring her friends, you bring some homies or whatever. Most times you're not gonna bring a homie because you don't want to be in competition with your homie because you like if she got some fine friends, I don't want to be the first to pick them. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
want to be the
you
first pick. Right.
you holler at the friend that way that
Mhm.
you don't have to see that friend like that, like I would see her every day at
Right.
work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially we got the same
Yeah.
fucking RDO. You know what I mean?
Right. Same
So
RDO. Right. In the
yeah,
same
of course.
area, crossing each other in tractors and shit, man. It's awkward. Yeah, it's awkward. Yeah.
So
Yep.
you holler at the friend. You holler, you know what I'm saying? And that way there she be like, I because you get to tell because you able to be yourself around her if you just y'all friends. You get what I'm saying? She a corporate,
Right.
but
You
she
able to
cool,
be
but she a
yourself.
friend. You could be
Yep.
yourself. You can say, well, ooh, and that way there's if her friend like, oh man, who that? That's your such. Oh man, I think he fine. And that way she be like, look, I'm gonna tell you this. This is how my boy is. You take this as your own risk, whatever this and that. Cool. Get it, smash, whatever. And she be like, girl, I should have listened. See, that's the thing. She gonna go only go complain to her. And then she be like, man, you got my girl tripping over you. What you do to her? You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me, but I know you. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like I got like I ain't gonna lie to you. I grew up messing around with a lot of my female cousins, friends. You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So it'd be like
So
one of
family.
those, you know. So it's just like
Right. Right. You know, uninhibited at work. Now you're not like
right,
playing. You're
right.
not ghosts with your ex. Because now it's like, oh well, I kind of know her pattern, so now I gotta move opposite of that just to try to avoid the situation. Now you
Exactly.
playing ghost with each other. Now you ghosting each other. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I get it.
People
And then
look,
it eliminates gossip too. Eliminates any type of gossip. And let's say,
yes, yes.
right, if your
Dude,
ex is dating someone at work, you ain't got to worry about running into this next dude
so
because you
how
don't
do you
know.
know that? How do you think I know what I knew? Because through hearing, because like I said, I would never thought them two leads because they look totally opposite. Not
Right,
saying that opposite doesn't attract, but
right,
that just didn't register in my head that them two. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
But like them other young ones, they holler that young girl that she be in zone one too. Look at her,
Hmm.
she's the same age as my daughter, one with the glasses, light skin. I forgot,
Oh yeah,
but she talking to that other young, slim little young cat. You
yep,
know what I'm saying? At the
yep.
same time, I didn't know she was already talking to somebody else before. That's who she got. I think who she got a kid with, whoever somebody she used to date at the job, and then you end up dating someone that's at the job again. Like, dang, you ain't learned from the first one. But
Yep,
anyway,
yep. Product. I think. Yeah, that's she down in product sort. She's talking to a boy that was down in product sort. I know you talking about. She's out of my class.
is she?
I think so. I think if we talking about the same person, I think so. Over
She
over
short, she short,
short
light
light
skin.
glasses.
She glasses, right?
Sits over there by Baker 5, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh? Uh-huh. Yep. I know you're talking about.
So
She in my class.
okay,
I know you're
okay,
talking
yeah.
about because I know the story. Yep. Yep.
Uh,
Yep. Yep. So that's yeah,
but,
she's
because
something. Yeah.
yeah, that's because by the time, because she ain't no longer had a child
Yeah.
too.
She
I
had
think
yeah, she had a kid
yeah.
about one guy that works there too.
So
Man, it's a community. It's like a little metropolis. Yeah,
man,
man. I know
um,
a dude over there on the E gates. He a senior, man. This brother said he did not he didn't he created his own family, man, out of a handful of flight attendants and a couple of people on the ramp. He got kids by quite a few people on the ramp. Kids.
Mm.
He'll lead. He'll lead, man. This man, he said a couple of flight attendants and some rap girls, man. I said, you wildin', boy. Yep.
Oh,
He over there between, I'm just gonna give you a general area, but he over there between Echo 1 and Echo 4.
okay, okay. He on.
That's
I
right
don't really
in
know
there.
I don't know too many people on the Echo side, but I thought you were talking about
Yeah,
who I thought you were talking about. He's
yeah,
on the
brother.
he was on the C side, but he when the next bid came, he was on the B side. But
Mhm.
you said Echo side, so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So he been there for a little while though. But I said, man, you wild. He works a ton of hours. He lives there because I think he got like he's over five. Let's just say that he's over five kids.
Man,
His short time he been there, he been putting in work.
you
He been putting in work. This good
put
man.
in work and overtime, god dog it, god dog it.
Yeah,
He had overtime and man though, all that man,
yeah,
god dog.
yeah. He
Nah.
wanted to leave for Air Canada. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I said, boy, you wild. But
Man.
yeah, yep. But yeah, man, it's a slippery slope. Even in no matter what industry, man. If you and you know, it doesn't have to be our industry, but any job, man. It could be a retail job at Walmart. Leave
Oh yeah,
my
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
any job, man, it's best to kind of date outside the job, man. Especially so you don't want to jeopardize your employment and your reputation and your name, man. At the end of the day, because if it goes wrong, then you got that much more red tape to cut through. Now you got to try to smooth the situation over so it doesn't get back to HR, and you could be looking at
Yeah.
accusations, false accusations, he say, she say, and it can get hairy, man, really bad, man. It can get really messed up. So that's I would say even myself, I put myself in the example. I dated someone who when I met her, we were down in product sort.
Yeah.
And I think you know who I'm talking about.
No, I'll be honest, I really, really don't. I'm telling you the truth. Look, I be in my own little world
Yeah.
sometimes.
This was back when I was in Quad 2 and I was over there when I was doing Air Canada and Bozeman last summer. And it used to be this little dark skinned girl that come on through a lot. At that time, she was an orange vest. And she was down. I remember it was me, you. Matter of fact, I remember a scenario. We was over at Quad 1. We was talking in a
Hold
huddle.
on, hold on. What's her initial stars with?
Her first name starts with an N.
No, no. You say she was an orange man
Well,
and she was
back
down
at
there?
that point, now she's not now.
Yeah, I mean I know she's not now, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
just
Yeah, you seen it. Matter of fact, we all talked. We all talked. We were all huddled one time. We was sitting around. I was in a tractor. She had came over by me. It was me, you, and Darius. We were all. I think you pulled up on me on a tractor, and Darius came around. We was all on the quad. And quad, I want to say quad 1, and she pulled up. At that time, that's when I just started talking with her.
now you got me thinking.
Dark skinned, got little dimples, little cute. She little cutie.
And she wore lashes, right?
No, she didn't wear. I think she did. That maybe. Yeah, but not. She doesn't really wear. But I think she may have had them on at that time. I'm not sure.
But she a little bit. I ain't gonna say it. She's a little bit. She's not petite, but she is on the
Uh,
slim side.
yeah, she's on the slip side. Yep.
And she had hips. When I mean
Yeah.
hips, I don't mean
Right.
you know
She got a
like
little. Yeah, she got a little bit of. Yeah, she got a
okay,
little something. She got a little something.
dang, I want you got to probably text her name or something because I think I'm there. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. And
Yeah.
she do have a shorty too though, right?
Kid.
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, but she got. I'm just gonna hold that number up. She's
Okay.
got. She's got these many total. Which that was a mistake.
I just said shorty, but I
Yeah,
think
she got
I have
40.
a clue who you're talking about. But you
Yep.
said it was uh,
She
you
she
said
used to be over on MU's a lot.
right. Okay, especially quad two, right?
Yeah,
I mean not quad two. I mean MU2.
MU two.
That's the quad two.
Yep. Or
Okay,
MU4. They'll juggle between. They used to move her between MU2 and MU4. She gonna be back down there. You in the mornings in the product sort? Are you in the mornings or
no,
evening?
no,
Oh,
no,
evening.
two to
Oh,
ten
2 to
thirty.
10. That's right. I forgot. Yeah.
I,
Now,
I,
now
I,
her bid, her current bid, she gonna be there at 4 a.m. to 9. That's her current bid.
okay, all right, wait,
Gonna be there in the mornings, but you won't see it because that means she'll be gone by then.
right.
But anyway, she's over at T5, dating another dude, and I just came out lucky with the whole situation, you know. But yeah,
But
now
at the
she's
same
at
time, though,
currently right now for the ship bid, huh?
to be honest with you, I'm shocked at you to the fact that you dated someone who had those many. Not
Oh,
knocking,
I know that
but
was a shock.
but,
I shocked me. I'd never do that again.
but at the same time, like okay,
Yeah.
out of them four, were two of them already grown and two of them was young, or
Yep.
all of them
Yep.
was
Exactly. Two.
okay?
Yep. Two grown, too young. They. Yep. Pair of twins. The youngest, the little ones, they actually little twins. But yeah, yeah. That I was shocked too. I never would move like that. So, but I gave her a chance because she was a nice young lady at the time, and da da da. But when I found out about the character aspect, and then it just didn't work out with us arguing, and I just like, nah, this ain't gonna work. That's when we decided to just go ahead and cut that off. But I came out lucky in the whole situation. The whole I would say
Oh yeah.
it came out lucky. I mean, word got out back to me. Okay, she's dealing with a young man, a brother on the T5 area. So I said, cool, good for her, man. I hope it works out. But that leads to the next thought. A lot of brothers, a lot of the women at that job are mothers. A lot of these single women are
Yeah,
single mothers, and that's the complication. I'm starting to understand that because I'm like, this one I was dealing with, she was a single mother. That's off me, and I broke my own rule for that.
I'm gonna tell you this. Like everybody know that pretty much I'm married, right? Because I was
Right,
wearing my what's the name. Even though it's not, I don't wear my ring, my actual ring. It's
right.
up. I put my little what's the name just to let it be known.
Facts.
It's one is always. She said I'm out. When people say they kind of remind you of a relative.
Right, right.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I probably don't. But sometimes she'll like. The one time she had so called misplaced her phone, and I
Mm,
hate to use my phone right to try to call her. So now it's like she like by me doing like resource. She be like, "Hey, can you give me?" I'm like, "Girl, come in here and do." Back in my mind, find your own tractor, do the
mm-hmm.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if I want to say, I ain't got time to ride around looking for a tractor for yourself. And then sometimes
Right.
a couple times she caught me. That's why I've been trying. I've been like, I be high. Like, I don't want this girl trying to have me because you gonna make people think that we either, like we cool on a social
Right.
side, but I'm like I'm not effing you, so I'm not doing like these other guys think whatever. And I'm just like we just socialize at work. I'm not trying to do all this other extra stuff with you, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's
Right.
like so now that I'm in Protestant, I don't know what she doing now. It takes me off the map on that part now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's cool
Yeah,
because
man.
even though some people may know your marital status, whatever. Sometimes they don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes they just need someone to fill that little void. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
like I,
Nope.
I'm not gonna do none of that. You know what I'm saying?
No, work husbands. That's what they call them, work husbands or
Look,
work boyfriend. You
I,
the
I,
boyfriend at work. You the husband at work.
I ain't trying to be nobody's work husband, nothing. Yeah, I'm always to myself. And
Yeah,
if
man.
and if I ain't, what I'm saying, talking to Butler, what I'm saying, we be joking. I'm not trying to. I'm
That's
cool.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
cool with people. I don't mind socializing, but stop
Yeah,
trying to do them benefits where trying to use these guys at the job because you feel like you cute and all that stuff. They might do it because they looking something towards maybe. I don't know if they are, and I don't know what nobody intentions. But my thing is, you're not going to use me.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, they do leverage a lot of the guys. A lot of the women at that job do leverage a lot of the guys at on all over, man. Upstairs,
Mhm.
downstairs, they try to leverage. And a lot of guys fall into that trap with the hopes of getting some
Yeah,
box. And
exactly.
and that ain't nothing but the carrot on the stick trick, you know.
And,
Smile in
and,
your face, and then when you get on the shuttle bus, they zoom right in their car gone. They ain't giving you no
exactly. Ain't trying
right,
no play or not trying to
right. They brought it right
try.
to their car, pull right off. Right.
Hell yeah, they just feel like they just got what they want. Use
They
you
got
and
what
stay
they want
with
for the
them.
day. Yep. Dangle that carrot in front of your face again, again. Come on, get it.
And they fall for it like hoping.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. But yo, shout out to Butler, man. My man graduated. He's a supervisor.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to
But
my man.
he's not
Shout out.
he's not fully there yet. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He's still, what I'm saying? But when he picked the I didn't look actually because he's actually out to relief. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, and I said, hey,
Right.
uh, uh,
'Cause I saw him with the
he's
vest, man. I got happy for him, man. I was like, what? I was sitting in the tractor waiting to start. I'm reading and stuff, eating my snacks. And I said, no, get. So we pounded up, man. I said, man, congratulations. And, just be you. Just be you on the job, man. Hopefully that doesn't change you and don't let that change you, you know. But do what you got to do, brother. I hope you survive it, man. We need some good ones on out there, man. So I
man.
gave him nothing but love, man.
Yeah, yeah. So
So shout out,
man,
shout out. Hopefully he pulls through on that.
yeah, I told him. I told him it actually fits you. To be honest with you, it
Yeah,
actually fits you. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yep,
So, so
yeah,
that's the thing.
yeah. He looks good. He looks good that role. He looks good, man. I think he has the temperament to deal because he knows a lot of us on the ramp and stuff. So I think he has the proper temperament to hold that position, man. I like his temperament. He's not egotistical. He's humble. I was like, hey, do your job, man. Don't feel like you gotta, pull strings for us. I mean, I appreciate it, but we
Right,
all gonna come.
right.
All right, we're gonna come correct anyway. That way, we don't put any pressure on you. We don't put no pressure on us. Right.
Exactly. Because I told him, I said, some people don't know how to separate the two. Yeah, we cool, but at the same time, I gotta respect you. I gotta respect your position. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta respect
That's
the
the I
position.
told him. I said I was like that before guy when I had my apartment down in Springfield. His
Mhm.
father rented out to me because he was still locked up at the time. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So when he came out, he ran the building. You know what I'm saying? His father gave to him, let him run and whatever. But at the
Hmm.
same time, we cool, whatever. He knew I was never there. I was always at work. I was doing my thing, whatever. So that's why he didn't ever really trip about nothing that I really did. So I
Hmm.
remember, I remember I told you before that when I had my little gatherings, I had a gathering one day. I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna have woo and this and that." And motherfuckers, all right, cool. We going over Lee crib, blase blase.
Hmm.
So uh uh uh, he said it was him and oh boy, his last name was the same as mine. What's so crazy? I'm gonna tell you this. My landlord, the one that took over, his name was Marcus, right?
Hmm.
The guy, the young dude, his name was Marcus, but his last name was mine. So it was
Hmm.
like, dang, dude. So it was like, wow, it was just funny. So so both of them, right? Marcus one, Marcus two. They know that I had my little gathering, but they know most time every person that who pull up in my house that came to the crib, it was female. I had a couple of homies there, but it was mostly female. He's like, hey, man, he said, have you know that? He was telling me this story, right? He was telling me on this part. He said, every time we sit there, we know people was coming up. He said, but it wasn't no dude, it was all female. He said, man,
Right.
he said him and what's name was playing. He's like, man, we gotta get upstairs, man. We gotta get upstairs. Right? So he said. He said, fuck it. So he said he knocked on my door. And I said, oh, what's up, man? What's up? What's cool? He said, hey, man, we just came on, I said, oh, shit, come on in. I didn't care. But see, at the same time, my coworkers, they had friends. I keep trying to tell people. That's what I learned to really learn it from. Like, hey, fight, be cool with your coworker, female coworker. Don't not try to smash. I don't care how good looking it is. You like, I don't
Right.
care.
Don't smash. Just keep it cool because it's too many. It's too many
Avoid,
negative.
avoid, avoid that temptation.
Yeah,
Say,
it's
nah,
tough.
cool, you cool, whatever. Man, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, she inviting her friends over. Man, you tell her, that's it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And
Right.
trust.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Cause a lot of times it's just, you gotta have that discipline, that D discipline, man. A lot of fellas don't have the discipline you know, and you end up overdoing it. You get into situations where you smashing all over the place, and now you got a reputation of being, dogmatic. And so a lot of times
He
brothers
said,
not
dog,
thinking, they think short term. Right, they think it's short term, man. So trying to smash these chicks on the, right, and they looking for that opportunity. They're like, yeah, go ahead and do it. That way I have a leverage over you too. So, because guys, we got to play the long game, man. This is a lesson that I'm teaching myself. After this situation, I'm done. I'm not dealing with another female on the ramp. And this one kind of fell in my lap. I really wasn't even looking for her. She ended up choosing me. That
man.
was the crazy thing. I actually was
I,
not even looking
I think I had. I
for
don't
it.
know.
Was
I think
hilarious.
I just had. I think I just had to look. I just think I just had to look like I'm not trying to. You know what I'm saying? I just think I just do. You know what I'm saying? But old girl was kind of good. She was cool, whatever. And like I said, I made probably remind her of a cousin or whatever.
Right.
Because one day she's like, can you help me look for? I said, man, I said, "Fuck, I ain't got no assignment. So I help her look for a tractor. Then she's like, seeing I'm calling her one of her peeps. So who do he
Right.
look like? Like putting my face. I'm like, I got one people know. It's like, oh, so she said,
Right.
"Man, look like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to meet your family, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't trying to
But,
that.
but,
Yeah.
but
Do all.
right, but it was cool. It was cool. It was innocent, but it's just the fact that like
Mhm.
you you know, cause she'll be like if something's going on, she's like, well, you and your old lady, y'all can go. And I'm like, and sometimes female fish. They try to fish, you know.
Oh, of course.
So that
So,
and that just me. I'm like, why are you so concerned? I don't talk about my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Period. Like if I do, it's like a short woo and that's it. Like oh yeah, my such such, and that's it. I don't talk about us. You know what I'm saying? So
going to
it
death.
just
All that.
right, right. And I just feel like some people be trying to fish sometimes, and I'm not knocking it or whatever the case may be, but it just like, come on, man, you gotta, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I've heard some crazy stories, man, on the ramp about, employees doing things right after hours, guys getting caught up.
oh man, we connected to
Especially on the back end of the airport, huh?
dude. We got the Hilton connected to the airport. Why don't y'all just wait at the dealership? If y'all can't go for, we got plenty of them around the mug that's gonna be even more cheaper than actually connected. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this ooh,
There's plenty of motels over there, yeah.
exactly. Hey, hold that thought.
Right.
Hold it. I gotta cut this light on and shit. You know I got my little cell phone light, but yeah,
Okay.
I need more light in the crib. It's getting more dark.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah,
Uh,
man. So there's always these little motel spots you can always take after work, but you're gonna need your bed bug spray for that. Some of those spots be kind of janky on the sanitation end. But I mean, but this guy's risking it in the kiosk, man. I've had a buddy told me he was driving around the tractor. He picked up for somebody on an overnight shift, and he pulled up on one of the kiosks on the seaside, and he just happened to peek in the silhouette of the window. and saw a body moving up and down rhythmically on top of another body. And it was a female body on top of a male body. So I'm gonna look at that, but he kind of like saw it. He didn't go in. He got back in the tractor and drove off.
These jokers,
You
they,
know.
they tell you they got cameras around there, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They It's cameras everywhere, especially ramp side. I mean, especially on the gate side, basically. Especially, I think it's like I remember counting them. I think it's like four or five cameras in the vicinity, something like that. Between two gates at a time, it's like four cameras or three cameras, something like that. It's like six cameras per two gates or something like that. I remember counting them to see how many cameras they actually have out there. And I counted about six.
Sure, some of you ain't gonna probably be able to see.
No, they sitting all up on top. I know it's like two of them on the gate extension itself, and there's another two on the building side, and there's another two, uh, like they're like in the corners. So that's six right
Uh,
there.
but also people forget. Also, people forget. You know that thing that guys the aircraft in. They tell them when to stop.
Oh yeah, that's a camera there.
There's a camera there too.
Oh, so that makes it seven. Yeah, or that I think that might be six. But anyway, it's multiple cameras that hit multiple angles. So they can just see who's coming in at night and they know, hey, if it ain't no flight at that gate and there's two people walking out of there and it's like, let's say it's 2 in the morning, they're overnight shift, they get off at 4, but you see a man and woman getting out at 2 in the morning at a particular kiosk, that's a dead giveaway. And no, and there's no scheduled flight to that gate. So that's a dead giveaway, man. They're not thinking though. They're not thinking of that. And that's how they catch you. They're like, yeah, ain't no scheduled flight. You should even be in the kiosk. Yep. Yep. So that situation, and usually a lot of times United is kind of like the feds a little bit. In some cases they may not come down on you right away. They may see how many times you're gonna do it and get away with it, build up a case on you. And then one glorious sunny day when you feeling good, they
One
call you in
glo-
the office and shatter your world. Right. Like, we caught you 15 times with you and so from the month to this month. Any
man.
questions? All right. Any questions? Like I'm supposed to say, oh yeah, that one I wasn't really, like, well, it's over. Here you go. Ain't nothing I can say.
Man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's the nature of the beast. And you know what? These type of things go on nationwide, man. I mean, at all the hubs, man. You think about, all our hubs. These scenarios are all over, man. All over. I've met guys from other hubs who came in to work here at our hub, and they told story like, yeah, that happens there too. I know some situations there too, at one of our major hubs. So it's all over, man. It's all over. This stuff is nothing new. But at the end of the day, man, because of what we get out of these jobs, man, the benefits, it's not worth it. The gain of that temporary gain from that female you meet on the job is not worth the benefits and the work that you put in for the job. It's
Yeah.
just not worth it, man. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times they can fire her, no, fire you and keep her on, which kind of happened to one of our leads over there. Like, I won't say, but he got suspended, but she kept working. So they do favor. I'll just say that. They do favor.
That's why I think that's why a lot of these females, man, they get mad at some of the dudes like, shoot, girl, you took the same test I took. You say that you are capable of doing this. I'm not gonna do that. Like, you got to understand, especially some of the ones that just don't care.
Right.
Now the new ones, I might say, hey, you straight. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how it is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't just don't do it to the female. I do it to the some of the guys too. one of the
Right.
best in the straight in there, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, because all the new people there, they become targets to, old
yeah,
drama. They try to target all the new ones that's coming in because they don't know no better. They enthused to be out there working, and they are basically pining for any attention they can get from somebody who's a regular. And a lot of these guys know that, and they hunt them down.
yeah,
They hunt them down. So, but hey, it's a rotating cycle of that. I mean, it's just I would just when I talk with some of the guys, I say, okay, she cute, she cool, but hey, man, it ain't worth what you got going, man. Especially if you've been
right.
here for a while, you got some, seniority, you got some pay scale increase. It's like, look, man, like, yeah, okay, but here's the pros and cons of that. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
you date
yeah,
that, and if it goes south and she feels a certain kind of way, you got a case, buddy.
yeah.
You got a case. I said, weigh that out, man. A lot of times, I treated I treat. Sometimes you gotta treat the women at the job like a Chinese gift shop. If you've been to Chinatown, I give you a crazy analogy. If you've been to Chinatown, they got these little signs on the shelves, the glass shelves with all the jade shit on there. Beautiful to look at, nice to hold. If you touch, consider it sold. If you break, consider it sold. So you gotta look at it like this. It's beautiful to look at, nice to hold, but if you break it, consider it sold. Basically, you out of there.
Right.
So sometimes it's best to look and observe from a distance, man. And it's like, look, you're just a beautiful orange
And that's it.
to look at while I'm working. Because when I get on the bus, I'm thinking about hitting. So sometimes you got to play it like that, man. It's like, man, outside of work, would I pursue? Probably not, because there's so many more options outside of work. I probably would never have seen you.
Man,
If it hadn't been for this little cornucopia of metropolis of ramp employees, I would have never spotted you. I would have never known you.
I'm on plan this. My plan was, I'm going on vacation, right? Next week. I'll
Okay.
be next week. And I was planning to go to Vegas, but I kind of made it so the thing is I don't mind being on standby going there, but I was gonna pay coming back. Then on
Okay.
top of that, my boy, he has a timeshare, right? And
Mm.
I'm waiting time wasting my money a little bit bill. I just can't, I just got off
Yep.
off the CS. So I'm like,
Speaking of which, we still got to get that celebration in.
oh, hey man, look, let me know. I told you next week I'm on vacation. So
Okay. All right, we're gonna make it happen because I'm off. I'm off next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. Because
right,
I'm
you
off
fall right behind,
Wednesday,
you fall
Thursday.
right behind. But you know
Right.
what's so funny though? When I come, as I'm coming off vacation, right, I come in on the first day on the 18th, and then I'm off that Monday too, because my shift
Okay.
changed, RDO changed.
Right. Yeah, it sure does. I know my RDO on the 18th is Thursday, Friday.
Okay, so which one you got? You got the letter what G?
I think so. I gotta look and see. I think I do. This is Thursday, Friday, then it's Wednesday, Thursday, and
You're
then
right. So
Tuesday,
I know what
Wednesday.
you started about. Yeah, me,
Right.
I be just coming off that was not how that was that last Tuesday and Monday.
Right.
And then I guess then that single Monday, or it was a single Friday, whatever how that shit goes. You know
Yeah, I'm
how
trying to get as close to
get
the weekends off as much as I can.
yeah, yeah. So
I'd rather have my weekends off.
so
So so I know on the new shift bid on the 18th, I know my off days will be Thursday, Friday, and then next week I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday because I'm off, Wednesday, Thursday today, this week.
right. That's why I say I know because I'm be coming off. You was right there close. 'Cause this my last day. I was just off Tuesday and the day, so I'll be back to work tomorrow.
Yeah, see, I'm
If
off
I'm
Wednesday.
at work tomorrow, because this is crazy. Now we had the modular classes, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
whole day.
gotta be
Okay.
glad.
After 2 days, but then they put me in a PIV, the training, which is tomorrow. which I already took that because I was already done. So they said, "Hey, go ahead, go over there." And I signed off and all the stuff like that. Now I'm looking like they scheduled it. I'm like, y'all signed me up. Y'all didn't look on the schedule to take me off, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying.
They-
So
Every 3 years, we got to take it. We got to do PIV every 3 years. And this is constituted as my third year, working on my third year. So that's why I got it since I was new hire.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Same here.
Working
So,
on my
but
yeah. So that
I'm looking like what they gonna do. If they gonna say you don't need it, tell me to go hide somewhere, or they gonna maybe assign me to go to a gate.
no, that what they gonna do, you're gonna do the PIV modules. You're gonna go in the classroom, sit down, do the PIV modules. If you've done them already, they just go walk you to one tractor, show you how to cut it on, cut it off, lift up the hood, point out the oil, point out this and that, close the hood, take you to a belt loader, open, lift up the belt loader, look at the engine, and then that's it. And you go back in the classroom, you sit down for the rest of your time. Because it was
Yeah,
all of us seniors in there. So they know they like, well, we see you out here all the time. I know you know how to operate all the equipment. They ain't gonna make you try to park it or pull it up to the plane or work a gate and nothing like that. They gonna tell you cut it on, cut it off, cut the lights on, cut the lights off, cut on the bell loader, cut on the power stove, cut it off. All right, go to the classroom, sit down. That's it. And
I get.
chop it
Oh,
up.
Alan, know. He said, "Ain't you at work?" Alan, do look like we at work. You know, Alan.
Who was that?
Mister.
Oh,
Yeah, remember that Quad 3. Now he's
yeah.
the lead. Yeah, yeah.
And you at work. What's
No,
up,
dude,
man?
right, dude, look like we at work, man.
Yeah, we in uniform. Nah, it's our off day. It's our off day today, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's our off
I
day
guess,
today.
I guess
I
he
won't get back to Friday. Huh?
what, what's so crazy? I gave him one of my stickers. He said I'm almost done. Hey, look, I'm surprised you finally decided to log in, Mister Allen. You got to be bored with something. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
doubt, no doubt. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's basically what that is, man.
Oh,
That's
okay.
basically it. That's
Well,
all.
I'm gonna have a chill day tomorrow, then. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, it's gonna be an easy day tomorrow, especially if you done the modules, which is 40 minutes. It's gonna be an easy day there. If you done them already, you good.
Man, I was done really pretty much on the second day. I was done because I did a majority of them at home.
Oh. Well, then it's just gonna be a little quick tour, other stuff you already know how to do, and then sit around. That's it. It's
He
gonna be a
said
little quick.
he gonna say I need that podcast interview to talk about what, man. You talk enough on the bus. That be laughing, man. Allen, man, he be coming up with some crazy stuff, man. He get to talking and he always try to compare himself to some type of athlete from LeBron James, Kobe. No, yes, the shit. He be funny, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my legacy united. Shout out to Allen. His legacy united. Okay, okay. honoring, honoring the
uh,
legacy, man.
Lord,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
man. So yeah, that's basically it, man. But all in all, it's all about mindset on the job, man. The whole dating on your gig, man, is just not the safest bet, man.
oh no, definitely.
Safest bet, So stay focused, get your bread, and get up out of there, man.
All right, Alan.
All right,
Well,
man.
we probably feel log out in a minute anyway, man.
I'm about to shut it down a little bit, brother.
Yeah. I know, the old lady she went out. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, a friend been trying to get. They both went out last week, but
Mm,
she like "All right, whatever." So I guess they're gonna hit it up this week. You know what I'm saying? Like do your thing. Was I surprised
right.
she said like I said that she gotta get up in the morning and go, but me, I don't
Yeah.
have to get up early, but I know me, I ain't trying to be out there like that. Now, I do
Nah,
want to
man.
go to my office. If you said, baby, let's do this yesterday, I was all right,
Right.
cool, let's do it. No.
Mhm.
Oh,
Nah,
oh, but
man. I mean,
before I get up, I told you I'm talking to my son now, right? My youngest son, right?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He been reaching out and all stuff, and well, I reached out to him first 'cause I think he been wanting to reach out to me, but I think maybe he was scared, so I called. Matter of fact, on the day that I went down there on the court to get off, and I think his
Right.
mom still got some a little bit involvement in it, whatever.
Mhm.
And because he like, I said, hey man, I'm here. If you want to meet up, he like, I said, no worry about it. I said, you had a long pause for a minute. Don't worry
Mm.
about it. I see you when I see you. You know what I'm saying? When that time comes, whatever. So now he had hit me up, right? Because he wanted to send an invitation. I guess he having a graduation party, right? After the graduation, that's when I'm going down there. That's the reason why I picked the RDO that I picked to have that actual day off, right? So cool. I'm able to get that Saturday and that Sunday off.
Mhm.
Uh, 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 but the thing is, when he called me the other day, he wanted my address so he could send me an invite, right? And I said, well, I'm at your Benny house most of the time anyway, so just send it there. I sent him the address. There's nothing against him. It's just that I don't trust his OG. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't trust his mother because I don't need her to know what my exact address is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not against him. It's just the fact. And then on top of that, even though he asked his sister first. Now she really don't know my address. She just know how to get out here where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, it was just like the fact that then you asked me, so it makes me wonder. That's why I said I got to get to know him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I, you know what I'm saying? Because I think he was. How old was he? He probably was like about 6, maybe 7, some at the
Mhm.
time. Not sure, man. By the time I left from down there, and even then, she was making it hard for me to get him. Then, you know what I'm saying? For that
Right.
moment. So, so now it's like, um, when he asked you, say, "Hey, woo, I right, just send a," because I don't want her to be like, you send one out to your dad or whatever. I don't know. I'm just going off, just making, you know what I'm saying? Just assuming, So I'm not saying that exactly that's how it's going, but
Right.
I just, when I do go down, I just hope that he don't ask for us to take a picture together because I don't want to be in the
Mhm.
same. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm I'm here for you, not to do a family
Mm.
thing.
Yeah.
We can do a picture, with maybe you and your friends, or maybe, but not me or her. Like, no, to get it, you excited, or at the same time, this invite that he sent it. I hope that she rent out a place because I can come to establishment. But if it was gonna
Mhm.
be at their home, I don't want to be there. Not against
Right.
him, just out of respect. I don't want to be in. I don't want to be in her home. None of that. And,
Right.
and, and it's nothing. I know some people might take this like I'm mad. No, I'm over past the mad part. No, I just didn't like how things went because it could have went in
Right.
a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? I look at the fact that because when I was talking to him on the phone, and he was like, "Man, I want to meet." He want to meet his side of the family, and I feel
Right.
like he missed all that because you kept him away. You know what I'm saying? He don't know that. I'm not gonna down his mom because he loved his mom. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that whatever he might ask, I'm just hey, ask your mom's about
Right.
because
Right.
because I want to know if she's gonna tell him the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
my version gonna look like I'm against her. You know what I'm saying? I want to look ask the main source.
Right.
Yeah, you,
Right.
you got you got one living grandmama because her mother passed when she was young. You got one living grandmama.
Mhm.
You missed plenty of her birthdays. My mother finna be 70 this year. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying?
Oh. All right.
So so to me, what if she would have passed somewhere in between and you didn't get to know her? You may have seen her, but you don't have. memories of her as of now, as the age that you are. You know what I'm saying? Your
Mm-hmm.
brother and sister them got to experience that. You did. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it wasn't
Right.
because of me. And it's like, and you know, when fathers try to fight for their child, it's supposed to reason they spitefulness, whatever, makes them fight even harder to make you
Exactly.
not see. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And
You fight.
I didn't want to go through that. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny how when a guy don't care at all, then you fight for them to go come. You need to come see your child. Ooh, this and that. But this is somebody who don't care, and y'all worry about one who don't care at all. But y'all treat the ones who care because I'm not trying to mess with you. You want to be in
Right.
my that ain't about us no more. It's about this human being who didn't ask to be here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yep.
Man, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It is.
man.
Um,
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, the only thing I can just say is just, that communication, respect, and bond, man. Keep that strong with you and your son, man. And
yeah, 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 yeah.
and he has to grow into an understanding of, receptiveness and being, and just keep imparting that wisdom to him, man. Hopefully, he can, a closer bond with you now that this
Oh
whole
yeah,
thing is
oh yeah, yeah,
transpired.
yeah.
That's the main key.
I'm gonna send you a picture of him, his little prom date,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Prom date. That's a funny subject, man. My prom was funny because 1990s prom was for me was a combination of hip hop and chaos. That's all I gotta say, man. We gotta make that another subject matter. What was
I
prom
went on
like?
two proms. I went on two proms.
Uh, that's crazy.
But
Yeah.
my kid's mother, you know what I'm saying? My prom was black and gold. Her was red and white. So
I
went on
wore
I went
camouflage tux.
on
I was wilding,
you
man.
know,
It was a group
now,
of us.
now, now that I think about it, he then almost having the same kind of color coordinating. Now, yeah, mom. I got to dig it. Well, you know, I'm sure it's at my mother's house. I gotta look at.
Right.
I gotta look for them old, I got, you know, I got to dig for them old prime pictures. I'm like, yeah, you
Yeah, man.
wearing the
My
same
prom
color
was
I
wild.
did.
Yep. What year was your prom?
95 and 96.
Yeah, mine was 96. I only did one. I didn't do my sophomore prom. I only did junior. So I mine was 1996. Yeah, that
Uh,
was wild, man. I remember my prom was wild. It was funny. It was funny
well,
because
I
ours
did
was
both
like it
seniors.
was a talent show
That was her.
too.
That was her. Yeah, that was my year, and that was her year. So I didn't do no junior proms or nothing like that.
I did one junior prom. That was it, my 1996. And that was a talent show. Our prom was a talent show too. So we had a stage and everything. So yeah.
I don't remember her slogan, but I know my slogan at my prom was drifting on a memory. You know, by Isley.
Drifted on me oh by the Temptations. Oh man,
No,
what was who?
no,
Drift.
the Isley brother.
Oh,
That's
the
Isley
Isley
brother.
Brothers. My bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, what was my our thing was on I think Boys to Men or something like that. It was wild. I forgot what ours was. I think it was Boys to Men. Oh, and Bad Biv DeVoe Poison. This was Poison. This girl was Poison. I don't know why they chose that dude, but ours was crazy, man. Prom crazy, dude. So I remember that though. Yeah, that's got to be the next subject, man. We got to talk about what was prom like coming up back in the day, man.
Oh yeah,
I
oh
don't know
yeah,
what
oh
prom
yeah.
is like now, though. I can
Man,
only imagine what high school prom is nowadays.
man, these high school prom is like a wedding, man. These jokers,
Okay.
I'm like, God, yeah, man, man, they go out on these proms with these kids now, man. Back then, man, only thing that had to be made was it the girl dress because she had to get fitted, whatever that you know what I'm saying, stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
And it wasn't too revealing. All we had to do is get a tux and get our copper bond and our bow tie made. You know what I'm
That was
saying?
it. Yep.
That was it. You know what I'm
That was
saying?
it. It was about being unique and being funny and crazy and yeah, we
Yeah,
were trying
man.
to do man. We were just hey, we just had to wear the attire, wear tux, and that was it, man. Prom dress. It was lots. I
But
think
it's
ours
funny.
was so
But it's funny you said that. I need to own, if not a tux, but nice. I gotta go to get fitted. I never really been fitted for a suit, so I'm gonna have to get fitted for a
yeah.
suit.
I definitely got suits. Even when what I'm starting to change for this year, man. When I go out and run errands now, I'm gonna start rocking a blazer with like a shirt, either like a dress t-shirt or a Henley or either a
Mhm.
button down shirt. But I'm gonna start dressing a little bit more dress casual when I go out and about. You get a whole different response. That should be another subject matter, man. We should definitely talk about presentation because I actually did a social experiment, man. This was actually 2 weeks ago. I ran my errands. It was one of my off days. I ran my errands. I decided to just rock a blazer and some casual shoes, casual jeans, and a dress T-shirt with my blazer on, and I looked like a casual businessman, dude. I got so much, a lot of attention, a lot of respect. The people's vibe was different towards me. I'm talking about just going in the cashier was like, more you get a different respect. Your presentation does project what people judge you as innately. How you dress, how you look does. Because think about a guy who comes in with his pants
Hey,
around his
check
ankles
this out. I'm gonna send you a
and
picture.
skinny jeans looking crazy. He don't get the same respect for brother walk in with some nice sauce on him, some cologne and a blazer on. He casual. He ain't even really dressed up. But you get a whole different reaction, man, especially from the opposite sex, man.
Right. Hey, you know what? I just thought about something. I'm gonna send you a picture of my friend. We she became my friend. We met by accident, and
Okay.
and we was young, this and that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I did ask her because she knew me. You know, she knew about the
Right.
past. And I feel like, damn, after I feel like I was going through all these lessons, I said, damn, yo, you know me, woo, and this and that. I was shocked because I didn't like the rejection, but
Mhm.
I had to understand her point. She's like, look, she said, you a good friend. And she just saying, if we went that way and didn't go right, she felt like that she'd lose both. And I had to respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's respectable. Yeah.
But at the same time, you cool. And I want to see a picture of her. I don't know if you like setups or not, but you know what I'm saying? She is good people. So
Send me a pic, man. Let's see what her
yeah.
energy is like, man. Cause it was funny thing now. I've matured from even my experience with this past situation from T5. I
Uh,
learned now to look at a woman's energy, like in terms of like when you see an image, I look at what kind of personality I can, project from that person or get from that person by just the way they present themselves and just try to really observe a person versus just imagining a person. So, like for instance, like let's say I give you a picture of one of my exes and I say, judge her for me, take a look at it. Okay, physically, okay, she's cute, blah blah blah. And then you look at her energy, it's like, yeah, I can tell she's got trauma, or yeah, I can tell she's empty, or da da da. And that's kind of how I look at things now. I look at images and I say, okay, she's cute. Let me see. Okay, she look like she can be wholesome or not be wholesome. So I tend to look at things esoterically as well, as shall I say, from an energy standpoint.
yeah.
You know,
But you said you'll be back to work Friday, right?
yeah, I get back Friday. Yeah, send me a pic,
All right.
man.
All right, but I'm gonna have to holler at you Friday when you if you there. And I keep forgetting to give you them down go stickers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna be over there by Baker 19 hunting for a tractor. So I usually get there. I get there at about yeah, man. You'll see me over there, man. Looking crazy because the same cat and mouse game with them tractors. But
Man,
um,
you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Hell, it be like that at the time I come in, and it's like we know people get off at 1 and 2 o'clock. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So
So I try to get there at about. I try to get over there by 2:30. So more likely Friday, I'll be over there by like 2:30. 2:30,
Okay.
I'll probably be over at Baker 19, and I usually just sit there until it's time for me to pull off on the first assignment.
Okay. Just when you do, just hit me up. Say, hey, I'm over
Okay.
here, and I give you a couple of them stickers and stuff, man. 'Cause
Right.
I gotta order some more because I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been like if I'm out somewhere, try to stick them somewhere, whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. Just don't leave them on equipment though. Don't do that, man.
no, 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 no,
I
no, no.
saw a couple of your tractors. I like this man.
Yeah, yeah. I only,
Oh,
look.
it's cool though.
I ain't gonna say too much on here, but I don't want to give my own stuff away. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
uh,
Don't put the fire. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. So
But no, you send me some stickers, man. Let me spread the word. Throw it around. Start slinging them like ninja stars. You know, throw them at people like ninja stars,
uh,
man. And
yeah, I'm gonna do
yeah,
that. I'm gonna send that to you, and I'm gonna have to hit a word on her too, because I just can't just like catch up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be off guard either. So
mm,
right now, I'm sure she probably out because I talked to her yesterday, and I know she was saying, I said, hey, what you got planned with Woo? And she supposed to be going, I guess, go see the movie finally, Sinners.
mm, okay.
But the day is her cousin's birthday, so they out there kicking it. So, but yeah, she good people. If you looking for something serious, what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man, definitely, definitely. I'm at a stage where I'm definitely looking for something serious, man. Nice young lady, that has depth to her. I like a person that can actually,
Do
have
do
a conversation and
do height
stuff. And
do height
yeah,
matter?
height. No, I mean, I don't want someone who's like 6'8". You know,
No, 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 no. She ain't
I don't
tall.
want to be
She's short.
dunked on. Oh, well,
Nah,
how
she's
short?
short.
How
About
short?
4'11". She about like 4'11".
I'm 5'10". I mean, how's that? Well, I'm 5'10" by height. That's
Well.
barefoot.
Most times she wear. I mean, most times she go out, she wear heels anyway. So
So
she's a
she be about
good
five.
5. She about 5 feet or 5'1" maybe. I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah, that should be
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that should be okay. Yeah, because that means she'll stretch to about 5 feet with shoes on. It's fine. That's not a big
Mm.
thing. I'm at that height where what's crazy is that when you like 5'10" to like 5'11", that height is you're tall enough for a girl that's 5'7" to 6 feet is stretching it. I don't like a woman taller than me personally. It's not. It's just awkward. I don't like reaching up to kiss no chick, man. It just looks. It doesn't look masculine, man. It look like she's sunning me, man. I look like the little sun. I like someone my height or shorter. If she is a little bit taller, I would have her to wear flats most of the time.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, man. But nah, I don't. It's somewhat about my height and shorter, man. I prefer. I don't. I've dated taller women. I've dated a girl who was, yeah, she was about 6. Yeah, she was 6 feet, 5'11". It was cool, but it was a little weird because if she just started throwing heels, man, I felt like
Would you?
it's a little thing with me. It's like, look, I want you to walk bent over. You never to exceed me. You can't exceed me in height. You must walk hunched over. I'm gonna make you have bad posture. He gonna be a hunchback by the time you done dating me, because I'm gonna make sure you stay bent over.
Oh
Anyway,
Lord.
man, I don't like taller women that's taller than me. That's a little awkward, man. Some guys can roll that way. Nah, man. I got too much of an ego for that on that end.
Right, right. I got you.
What
I
about
got you.
you?
I hear you.
I'm taller. Could you do
Huh?
6? Could you do 6 feet enough? Say if you were single, hypothetically.
Uh, well, I feel like this. I want to say, hey, I want to be in a serious
As a
relationship with.
basketball player, shit.
I want to
Huh?
be. I want to be in a serious relationship with someone who's taller. I'm smash, but
Yeah, I'll
far,
smash. Yeah, I'll smash,
but
but I could be in a serious relationship with someone, right? I'm not.
nah,
Yeah,
could
yeah,
because I'm
yeah,
not. You taller than me. I'm only 5'8". So
right. at
So
five
I'm
ten is at the cusp of the average height. That's average height.
right. So I'm nah.
Yeah. See, I can't
It's
do it.
better.
I can't.
It's better. It's better if my old lady like right there, especially when she wear heels. She definitely, and that's passing. You know what I'm saying? Long as
They
she ain't
support
like
each
that,
other.
but she's like she's a, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
that's
she got on heels. So
right.
people are, oh, well, that's the heel. They can't really tell, like, oh, she tall, tall. She just a
Right.
couple of inches over me, so they know it's the heel.
Right. Yeah. So that's it for me, man. I can only do my height or short of 5. I really don't want a woman 5'10". I don't want exactly my height. I prefer to be at least 5'6", 5'7", something like that. Slightly shorter. Like my recent ex, she's what, 5'7", 5'7". The one at T5 that I just broke off with. She's about five
Yeah,
seven. That's about the cusp for me. That's my cutoff height for me. That's perfect. But
yeah,
shorter, okay, she's 4'11" to 5 feet. Which that's right at the cusp. That's still at my cusp on the lower end, on the shorter end. That's about
man.
at the cusp. It all depends how she stretches out, how that weight is carried too. You know,
Well,
it all depends on
trust
how
me.
that person.
I got you, bro. Trust me. I got
Yeah.
you.
So, but all in all, man, no doubt, about to
Yeah.
lay it down, man. I'm about to fade out.
Oh shit. All right, then, man. But I appreciate you being on the wine time again. You
Doubt.
know what I'm
Why
saying?
always, man? Definitely until the next episode, man. Other than that, I'll see you Friday for sure, man.
Got you. Got you. All
All
right,
right. No doubt. Peace, man. Hit that like button.
man.
Peace out, bro.
Peace.